Week one of free agency, 16 moves, 3 trades, a lot of questions, some answers, and some really funny moments. Let's relive it Monday through Friday here on The Locker Room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the city too. Landlocked. Got the game in the headlock. Localize every time. Can't stop, won't stop.
Wild week it was. It is the Locker Room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app. See me right here in the Locker Room. Wild week of free agency. We're going to recap it. We're going to try to answer some of the questions that have emerged. I'll answer your questions. Just get them in the comments, and we are going to we're gonna put a bow on week one and look ahead to what's next for the Texans. Appreciate everyone for rolling through. Let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the Monday opening of free agency, and we'll go through all the days. This is basically a wrap of the week, and then we'll get into some other stuff as well. Get your questions in if you have them. Monday started out pretty quiet. Monday's moves, almost a cruel joke. There's no activity early on. Everyone's excited. And then all of a sudden, the first move that you see is Lonnie Johnson. We all remember how Lonnie Johnson was when the first time around. He said it's going to be different this time. He tweeted out that he was going to take the humble route this time. But a lot of people who were going through hell the last time Lonnie Johnson was here with everything that was kind of unfolding, and he arrived in 2019. They went to the divisional round, had the meltdown against the Chiefs. He actually had a touchdown in that. And then we all know what happened from then out. He was a fuel to the fire adder. Anytime, their organization was having issues, he had a lot to say about it. There was certain levels of, I would say, delusion and I mean, it admitted non-humility. So it was just kind of a cruel joke. Who knows if Lonnie makes the team or what goes on there. But it was there was a lot with Lonnie Johnson. I just saw this super chat. I can't believe this, Scott. On a Texans live stream, you were with Texans Cap. Shout out to Cap getting back in the stream. He asked, marry, kiss, kill. So kiss, marry, kill between you and Payne. He chose to kill you, even though there wasn't a third person. Rude, in my opinion. No, that's probably right choice. He likes Seth is his dude, man. And I'm very killable. So I would imagine you could have just put 2 mannequins there, and that probably would have been the answer. So that does not hurt my feelings one bit. I thought you were going to ask me an F, marry, kill with Seth and someone else. Oh, it was me, Seth, or myself. Oh, okay. Well, he probably wants to play with himself. No one Texans Cap. So whatever the heck that is, he F himself. Who knows what that internet history looks like? Kill me, and then marry Seth. So I could easily see that. But back to Monday, Lonnie Johnson, just kind of a little bit of a cruel joke type of thing, but we'll see what happens with him. You had the Jeff Okudah move. Don't hate that. Wouldn't say that that's quite the upgrade over Steven Nelson. I think there's some upside there, but don't want to take away what Steven Nelson was able to do in his 2 years when they needed him. Danico Autry, that was a good move. Although after day one, it looked a lot different than it did as we get to the most exciting day, day 2. $10.5 million, really kind of just a 1-year deal. Aziz Al-Shair, who I know a lot of people feel like maybe D'Amico Ryans will figure some stuff out. And Autry was basically looked at as a replacement for Gennard, who left on this day. Shire, a Cashman replacement. You also lost Cam Johnston. You were able to rally and get Tommy Townsend, the bro, from the Kansas City Chiefs. And then you re-up Noah Brown, which, hell, why not? Especially with Noah Brown. My bad, Cap. Then Tuesday, after all the restlessness, the what are we doing here? What's the game plan? No Christian Wilkins, no Saquon Barkley. Tuesday, the most impactful day of the week. You had Delshon Phillips, okay. The Joe Mixon trade, which was early in the day. I want to say that was 11-ish or noonish. And then the big deal for Danielle Hunter, which surprisingly was a 2-year deal and some of Nick Casario's finest work. So you go from Monday to Tuesday, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves on Monday, 3 moves on Tuesday. We had 16 moves this week by my count. Then we go to Wednesday. We got David Sharp, and then Malik Collins is traded. And the Malik Collins trade was, whoa, they must be getting Eric Armstead. That did not happen because Thursday they settled for Tim Settle as Armstead signed with the Jags. And then you got the Joe Mixon extension on the day in which Joe Mixon and Danielle Hunter were introduced to the H-Town crowd. I want to kind of talk about that for a second before we continue. Did y'all see Danielle Hunter getting investigated by the feds at his press conference? I thought this was crazy. We'll get to Friday, and we'll talk about Casario's trades and where they're at as we're wrapping stuff up here on here in the locker room. But Danielle Hunter, he said that he'd come to the game. He had observed the Texans versus Browns. You remember the atmosphere. It was electric there. It was a complete assing beatdown of the Browns. Danielle Hunter was there. He decided to go. And after he mentioned that, my man gets investigated by the feds. DJ Bieneme, he asked one question, and then Jonathan Alexander of the Chronicle kind of, I don't know what we're doing here. The wrong answer could have got Florio all over the Texans. We see all this investigating going on. I'm kind of saying this tongue in cheek. I just thought it was funny. But just imagine if Hunter had, and he probably didn't, it might be the right answer, but listen to this with the media. It's going to start with DJ asking if he talked to any of the players at the game when he went to the Browns game. Did you interact with any of the Texans, the coaching staff, all that at the game?
I wasn't able to do that because I left early because of the traffic. So, yeah.
There you go. He knows H-Town. Now, this is Jonathan Alexander. This is hilarious to me. Did you buy a ticket regularly? Did you get the hookup? Did they hook you up with sideline passes?
So my agency got me a ticket. So we were able to figure something out. Got me a ticket. But I liked what I saw. I mean, good energy and all that.
Damn, feds. You imagine Florio if he would have said, yeah, they would have hooked me up. They might not have, though. But I thought that was pretty entertaining. Danielle Hunter getting kind of feted out. Florio getting all over us. Man, what is Alexander trying to get to, man? Why are you asking that man how he got tickets, J.A.? What are we doing there? Next time I see him, I'm going to have to ask him that. What are we doing here? Florio would have written 3 columns about that. Did you talk to any of the players, anything like that? Come on, man. The hell are we doing? So Friday, we had the draft trade this morning, and I'm not going to lie, I had to double take to see if that was a real move. The Texans trade 23 and 232 to the Vikings for picks 42, 188 in a second. Look, I'm not going to sit here and wave the flag for this move. I see there's some people that are upset by it. You now have 2 second rounders next season. I like day 2. I like the possibility of having 3 day 2 picks, especially with where they were sitting. Now, some people are wondering, could you get more value? I mean, I think it's appropriate value to trade back 19 spots. You get an extra second next year, and you move up. What is that? 44 spots in the draft. I think it's appropriate. I don't think it's too inappropriate for the draft. And I like the long ass Friday night or Thursday night. Make no mistake about it. The Texans front office on Thursday night after day 1 of the draft, you basically get to reset. That's why I like day 2, because you see how stuff went. There's always that shocker. How the hell is this guy here? Can we go up and get him? You know what other teams have picked. So whoever's in front of you, if they've already taken a receiver, you probably know that they're not going to take a receiver. If you want a D tackle and the other team's taking a D tackle, more times than not, you know what's going on. I enjoy the day 2 experience, and Nick Caserio's actually had a little bit of success on day 2. Now, you're not going to hit them all, but among the players that he's drafted on day 2, I won't mention Davis Mills, although I kind of just did. Nico Collins. He's got Nico Collins. He's gotten Christian Harris. And then he's gotten Juice Scruggs and Tank Dell. So he's done a pretty good job on day 2. Like if you're doing things right, you're getting starters on the second day of the draft. And Nick Caserio has done all right there. He's also got those extra 7, so he can do all that goofy stuff that he likes to do when he trades up. So Thomas says he was dumbfounded by the news. I don't know about dumbfounded, but I was surprised, not dumbfounded, but I was surprised. Shout out to Storm Report in here. He's doing his thing this offseason. Glad to see him on the Texans wire, doing what he does. Has this been a weird news week or news cycle for the Texans? But we'll get to Friday in a sec. But have you noticed how like Ari Myrov is breaking some news for the Texans now? And man, I don't have anything against him. I think he does a good job aggregating. But Myrov's breaking some news. Diana Rossini's doing her thing. Shout out to her, doing her thing. There's just been kind of some new emerging things. I'm sure there's some locals who aren't like thrilled about that, but Diana was the queen of this thing this year. She got the most stories. She won the week 1 award. So, but yeah, Ari, I was just kind of surprised when Ari was doing his thing. But yeah, it was interesting. Shout out to Diana, man, for sure. Always been pretty cool to me. Draft trade. So you had that. Charlie Heck, he's going to be back. Man, it seems like every coaching staff likes Charlie Heck. They traded up for him when OB was here. And it just seems like every staff just likes having him around. Last year, not healthy, still got in the mix. You could do a lot worse than Charlie Heck. Maybe he'll come in healthy camp and a little swing tackle action. And then Jesse Matthews got released. Unfortunate. I really liked what Jesse Matthews did in camp last year, and D'Amico seemed to like him, but just a little bit unfortunate luck with the injuries. So those are the 16 moves. Overall, if I had to grade what the Texans have done so far, give them a B. And that's just because there's only so much they could do. I don't think that it's like the end of the Malik Collins thing seems to upset people. They got plenty of time with Malik Collins. They can figure something out there. But if I had to grade them, I would give them a B. And that's not a bad one or anything like that. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it's been fine. I was very pleased that they didn't make the trade or sign Christian Wilkins. I like that Nick Caserio has still been able to stay with his 2-year deals. So I'm good on that. Kanishka is kind of obsessing over Snead. I don't want either one of those guys. I don't want Snead or I don't want T. I'm good about either one of those guys. I'm fine. I don't just use your picks and get guys. I don't want to pay Snead. I want to do what the Chiefs did. I want to find guys like Snead, and then be in position where you got to make tough decisions. I want to find guys like Snead, and find guys like T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is another second round guy. I don't want to make the trade for either one of those dudes. I think that would be a little bit crazy. So not there. Saw the graphic with Stephon Diggs. I want no part of that either. I'm good on that. He wanted out of Minnesota. Now he wants out of Buffalo. No, we're good. We got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, maybe draft a receiver. I'm good on that. We're straight. At all. And I'm kind of with Texas 10. I guess he's talking in the comments. T ain't worth the price. Yeah, I'm not trading a premium pick for T Higgins and then locking him up for 20-25 mil. That's not what that is. I'm good on that. But y'all are arguing about T Higgins. I don't see that. The 3 trades for Caserio this week. If I had to rank them, I would give the Mixon trade. I'd put that in first. That was a good adjustment. That was kind of a pivot. You got priced out of Saquon. You had your price, and you got priced out of that. So you went and got Mixon. That would be trade number 1. Trade number 2 would be the draft day trade. And I'm a day 2 guy, so I like it. Kind of thought you were in no man's land there, so I had no problem with that. Some people would say, why don't you wait till a team's desperate? What if no team becomes desperate? Right? Like, if you already don't love what you can get at 23, then what do you just sit there and cross your fingers and say, oh, I don't like this, but I'm just going to hope that maybe in this fantasy world, I can get better than what I got in the trade. I don't know how that works. Like, if you don't like that trade, then I would like to hear you say, well, I don't like it because I don't think that that's the appropriate compensation for the trade, for trading back 19 spots. Or I don't like the trade because I like this guy potentially at 23. If you're saying you don't like the trade because you think they could have got more on draft day, like how much praying are you doing? I mean, how much are you crossing your fingers? What are you hoping for? There's no guarantee that someone wants to trade up there. And if your front office has done the work and they don't like anyone there, then what are you doing? You're just hoping it happens? I don't know about all that, man. At all. Which line? Defense or offense? Which line are you talking about? Safety, there's opportunity at safety. There's big names out there at safety. We know the biggest. For sure. They'll get DT help. They're gonna get DT help. Don't worry about that. They'll be fine. Offensive line. What do I think of the offensive line? I think you're invested in it. I don't necessarily feel great about it. Hell, if the second round comes around and with the extra pick or whatever, they like someone on the interior line and they want to bring him in to compete with Kenyon Green and whoever the hell else is there, go ahead. You can't avoid, like, you don't want to pay a guard premium bread. You don't want to draft a guard or tackle in the first round, but if you see one and you can upgrade, go ahead and do it. Why not? Make that happen. I don't know what you want from the 2-year plan. Someone keeps bringing up the 2-year plan. No idea what you mean, my friend. But yeah, the 3 trades, I would give the number 1's the Mixon, number 2's the draft day, and number 3's Malik Collins. Although I didn't know that people love Malik Collins as much as they do. I mean, he's getting talked about like he's Warren Sapp or something like that. He's fine. He's a good player. He's a solid player. D'Amico liked him. That was one of the first guys that got the extension. But how do you replace Malik Collins? I don't know. I mean, you don't think there's something like going to be a replacement that they have an opportunity to get at some point? The Malik Collins stuff is interesting. I didn't know he was like that. But yeah, I go with the old school phones, man. I got Sony Pros. It's not like I mean, you see what I do for a living. I rock the Sony Pros, but here I'm going with the Oregon Trail ones, bro. That's just how I rock them here. Straight Oregon Trails. Not the buds and not that. We go old school in this mug. With the Rodecaster Pro and all that. So I'm in the computer lab, man. I'm waiting until the teacher goes up to the front. Get me on that Oregon Trail. Some of y'all don't know about that. There's a lot of young bucks in here. They don't even know. They don't know about that Oregon Trail. They don't know about that snake. They don't know about that. But yeah, we rock old school in here. No doubt. Man, I'm gonna have to put Kanishka in timeout, man. You're doing too much, man. You're doing too much, my friend. Talking too much about T. Higgins and Snead. You're getting people crazy. I'm gonna get you out there. But yeah, those are the moves that Caserio has made. That's the summary. I'm out this mug. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm going to the rodeo tomorrow with the fam. It's been a wild time. Monday, frustration / quiet. Tuesday, pivotal day. Wednesday, a lot of stuff going on that impacts them. Thursday, we had some more movement. And then Friday, little quiet, except a rare draft trade. Appreciate everyone for coming through. It's been a fun week. We'll get more into this as time goes on. We got plenty of damn time. Everyone have a really, really solid weekend. And man, let's try to get a little bit of rest, recover. And then before we know it, we'll be a month or so away from the draft. Always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Thanks for coming in the locker room.
Every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localized every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got takes for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up, we number 1. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.